Welcome to your garden's new defense system. We are going to eliminate invasive pests like Japanese beetles and white grubs, and we are going to do it without relying on toxic chemical sprays. To achieve this, we will follow a three-part biological strategy. First, we will manually remove the active adults. Then, we will apply a targeted bacteria known as BTG. Finally, we will inoculate your lawn with microscopic nematodes that hunt grubs underground. You will need a few specific items to complete this protocol. Gather a bucket of soapy water, your BTG product, some refrigerated live nematodes, a standard watering hose, and some scrap materials to build passive traps. By setting up these defenses, you replace broad-spectrum poisons with a targeted biological system. These steps work in coordination with the garden's existing life, keeping the yard safe for pollinators, pets, and children. Step 1 is breaking the immediate breeding cycle. For this, timing is the most important factor. Only head into the garden in the early morning or late evening. During these cooler hours, pests are sluggish and much easier to capture. Locate the adult Japanese beetles feeding on your foliage and simply knock them directly into a bucket of soapy water. Because they are less active in the cool air, they will drop straight into the bucket and drown. For nocturnal pests like slugs and earwigs, we set passive traps. Place damp, rolled-up cardboard or 15-inch sections of an old garden hose right at the base of your vulnerable plants. These pests seek out dark, damp places to hide during the day. First thing the next morning, collect those hose and cardboard traps and empty whatever is hiding inside into your soapy water. This physical removal provides immediate protection for the foliage currently under attack. However, manual labor alone cannot stop an entire population, so consider this your temporary frontline defense. To target the broader population, we move to a specific biological tool, Bacillus thuringiensis galleriae, or BTG. This provides a biological alternative to traditional synthetic chemical sprays. This chart compares BTG to synthetics. Here is how it works. BTG produces a specific crystal protein. When scarab beetles and their grubs ingest the crystals, the protein dissolves their midgut lining. They stop feeding immediately and die shortly after. Continuing down the chart, we can see the advantages of this biological approach. Unlike the synthetic chemicals on the right, BTG causes no harm to honeybees, lady beetles, or pets. You can safely re-enter the yard immediately after spraying, and the product remains stable on the shelf for over 2 years. You may see older biologicals like milky spore for sale, but these have limitations. Milky spore only works on Japanese beetles, ignoring other grubs, and it requires consistently warm soil to build up, meaning it often fails to establish in cooler northern climates. Stick with BTG. Mix the product according to the label instructions, then thoroughly coat the foliage of your affected plants and the surrounding turf. By coating the garden in BTG, you create a targeted microscopic barrier. The pests stop feeding the moment they take a bite, allowing you to control the infestation without causing collateral ecological damage. Now we shift our focus underground. To hunt the white grubs developing in your lawn, we use microscopic parasitic worms called beneficial nematodes, specifically the Heterorhabditous bacteriophora strain. Before you begin, we must address the primary reason this step fails. Nematodes are highly sensitive to ultraviolet light. If you apply them in the midday sun, they will die before they reach the soil. To prepare, you first need to deeply water your lawn. These microscopic worms require a moist environment to travel and hunt. They cannot move through dry dirt. Once the ground is soaked, mix your refrigerated nematodes according to the package directions. Load the mixture into a hose end sprayer and apply it exactly at dusk or on a heavily overcast day. Finally, you must water the lawn a second time immediately after application. This washes the nematodes off the grass blades and pushes them deep into the soil where the grubs are feeding. Adhering to this strict dusk and moisture protocol ensures these predators survive the application, establishing an underground defense force against future generations of grubs. With our biological agents deployed, the final step is protecting the native insect hunters already in your garden. A healthy yard relies on these natural predators to keep pest populations in check long-term. When you are performing your manual removal, take a second to closely inspect individual Japanese beetles before you drop them into your bucket. You are looking for a specific visual sign. If you see a beetle with a small white dot attached to its back, you must spare it. That dot is the egg of the predatory winsome fly. If you leave that marked beetle alive, the winsome fly larva will hatch and consume the host. This allows the fly to complete its life cycle and multiply, creating more flies to hunt the rest of the beetle swarm. This is also why we avoid broad-spectrum grub treatments in the soil. Those chemicals indiscriminately kill the beneficial larvae of fireflies and ground beetles, which are natural enemies of slugs and grubs. By sparing parasitized pests and avoiding broad synthetics, you recruit local native species to the effort. They will perform much of the pest control labor for you, reducing the need for intervention next season. Let's review the result. Your yard is now equipped with a multi-tiered biological trap. You have 3 active layers of defense. You have removed the immediate breeding adults, the foliage is coated in protective BTG, and the nematodes are actively hunting grubs beneath the turf. Research shows this approach provides levels of control equivalent to standard synthetic chemicals. You have achieved those results while ensuring your garden remains a safe, thriving ecosystem for your family and